So
Country.
I read The Bell Jar, and I think that it's like the main, like, kind of focus as you get into the book, because she's battling depression and just like not really wanting to be here. Everything's going wrong in her life, um, and so she has to go to a couple asylums, and that's how like mental health is just like a big point in the book that if you like that's what it's about.
In my that she's ever trying to reach out for someone, and she's ever trying to, is she ever really like trying to connect with someone because she's in need of connecting?
I mean, a couple times she tries to connect with like different people, but she's kind of like a lone bird. Like she wants to be left alone and deal with it herself. Like poor me, my life sucks. Like when her mom comes, she gets really mad. Huh?
Would you describe her as a martyr, or
A martyr.
like somebody who's like poor me, who's kind of like pity party?
I thought a martyr was like a religious person that killed himself or that died for their whatever. She, yeah, whatever you said, but yeah, she is like a pity party. It's like, oh, my life sucks. She has like multiple times where she like says, oh, I could kill myself this way or I could do this, but then she never does it. So I think she's actually really scared and just wants a way out. Like it's called bell jar because she feels like she's stuck under a bell jar. Like, do you know what that looks like?
Yeah.
It's kind of like
it's
just like a dome.
Yeah, it's
with a little knob to pull it up. But so she feels like she's stuck under it, and like she can't get out, and that's just like all her depression and madness inside of it. And she says that everybody's stuck in their own bell jar. So yeah.
Well, a big like there's I mean obviously mental health is the main theme of both books, but through because like Lucy talks about um, sex being like not only he's dating like this Chinese woman, and how they like refer to sex as not only like a physical bond but like a mental bond. I think like even though Holden rejects that notion at the moment, Holden in reality is really striving for something like that, and maybe more through the mental side than the physical side.
I think that in both books, like from what you're saying, that they're lacking the relationship side. Like that could help them not be as depressed. They don't have a strong like relationship with anyone really. Like Esther's always she says that she's never going to get married, and like she's not really friends with many people. Like her closest friend I would say is Dr. Nolan. And then who's your guy? What's his name?
Holden.
Holden. He doesn't really, sound like he's got like a strong relationship with anyone.
A lot of friends, yeah, and like he doesn't really. Yeah, I gotta be honest. He doesn't have like close friends.
So I feel like that's the missing link in their depression. She doesn't really even. I mean, like her mom, her brother is away. Her dad died when she was 8, so that's kind of where everything started for her, like trickling downward.
There's also kind of like this theme of having death be a real
key factor in their depression.
Key factor in how they act emotionally.
Yeah.
How they are mental state. But okay, continue with.
Yeah. So she's just I don't know. When she has the scholarship and she's in the Amazon hotel, like she's like, I really hope she doesn't come back. Like I don't want her to be in my room again. And she ends up leaving. Her friend Doreen always finds a guy at the bar, and so she always ends up leaving Doreen. Because Doreen's like with the guy, and she's like, well, I don't even want to be here anyways. And like, she never really knew what to get at the bar, so she's just like, oh, I'll get vodka. Like, vodka seems fine. And like, she didn't really want to be there. She liked being by herself. So.
Where like she changed.
She changed?
Yeah. Like,
definitely, like, so she got a scholarship to go to this magazine company where they help like design it and like publish, yeah, and write it. And so she was there and she seemed fine. Like she was just kind of lonely, like a loner, like to be by herself. But she like talked to people. She's friendly with everyone. And then she went home and she's like, oh my gosh, I can't wait till I get home because the letter that I like got accepted, my writing got accepted, will be there. And then when she gets home, her mom tells her that she didn't get accepted, and then she like that's when everything starts to kind of go downhill. Um, she is like, I'm gonna write a paper, and then puts it off. She's like, I'm gonna go back to school, and puts it off, and then she just gets depressed and depressed after that. So yeah, she changed from there. My overall, like, it was morbid reading it. She was
Yeah.
just, she'd always talk about death, like, um, about like a tombstone. Like, I don't know what she was talking about, but she like brought up a tombstone, like the writing on a tombstone. Like, it's just random stuff, but like they're related back to death. She always talked about like dying and then like being under the bell jar, like not being able to escape, and then just like the thought after watching the BBC's like Madhouse or whatever it's
Hmm.
called, yeah, that made me like, I don't know, asylums like were a terrible place. I guess like
Yeah.
I think it looks like it was a bad place, even if you had a mental like lapse where you had
Well,
to
like
be there.
I also think like in the book, like he doesn't really talk about death that much, but there's one point in time where he went into the park, the Central Park, and sat on the bench, and he was like, it was really cold out, and he was like, oh, what if I got pneumonia and died on this bench right here? And he started, well, like first it was like a natural thought, and like you two have had these thoughts too, like of like, or not these thoughts, but like a thought at least of like
Like this,
how would like people feel if I died?
right?
Yeah,
Like would people come to my
would
funerals?
people
That is
care if I died? And then so he was like, first, my mother would be hysterical. She'd probably be more nervous than ever. I don't know how his dad would react. He didn't really talk about his dad, but and then like he would be like, oh, Phoebe and DB would be so sad, and then all of a sudden like he really doesn't like he goes off this weird tangent, and he'd be like, I would hate, and then he would be like, I hate it if they would bury me because I don't like it when people leave flowers when I'm dead,
oh,
and it would be like he would have very serious thoughts, and then it'd go on weird tangents.
well, I thought they didn't ever talk about like after death for her, but like she talked about committing suicide a couple times and she attempted. Um, but then her friend actually did succeed and hung herself. But um, she like just when people like are thinking about suicide, they're only thinking about themselves and like a quick way to get out. When really like they don't see who it affects like outside of that, like your
Yeah.
siblings, your parents, your friends. Like it affects so much more than just you.
Mhm.
I don't know. So like in that sense, it's a little bit selfish when you take your own life.
Mm-hmm.
But like I could never understand like why someone would do that because I'm not in that state of mind.
Yeah. So